live. Cool, we are live. Microphone. Alrighty. Excuse my stupid drawings. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another one of these thingies. I'm sorry I'm a little late. Let's see if I can move my camera a little bit over here. There we go. Looks better. Sorry, I was I was doing some coding and I got caught up in that, and I don't know, coding just gets me, and I lose. I lose the track of time. Hey, Orlando. Hey, Moneyball. Moneyball 9. Bob C4D. Hey, man. Don't worry, man. I'm actually late. We just started. Hello, Crystal. Alistar. Houdini looks like that because I make it look like that. It doesn't look like that by default. Actually, let me make it bigger. Do you guys see it? Is it big enough for you guys? Let me try to see my stream. I am not sure how big it looks for you. Let me see. Just check that out because I don't have it. Yeah, it's not that big. Let me do it. Let me make it the full size so you guys can see it a little bit better. Let me just restart it really quickly. There we go, and that should be bigger. I want to tweak some setting. Yeah, it should look a little bit bigger now. You guys should be able to see it better. Yeah, so the Houdini interface doesn't look like that by default. This theme that it has is a theme that I made, actually. So if you go to our site, mixtrn.com, and whenever it loads, and you go to the, you need to subscribe to the, well, you need to create an account and go to the community section, and there is here in the scripts and tools section, there is a color scheme here that you can download. Download here, and it has some instructions here to show you how to install it. But yeah, you don't. This should look exactly the same on Mac and Windows once you install it and change to this theme. So yeah, if you wanna go ahead and tweak that, and also I don't know why, but by default these colors are gone in the you can see if I switch to the actual color that ships with, my mouse is acting up. Freaking mouse. So the default, it's this one in Houdini. No, that's not. It's this one, right? That's the default. You can see that's the default, and then they don't have this stuff activated, which is this one. Like the panels don't have the colors like that, and looks so sad to me like this. This is like sad Houdini, so I always have to enable the colors because that was from versions long ago in Houdini. The colors were meant to show you all the different context, and I love that. So in my layout, or in my color scheme, I actually made those, enhance those colors a little bit more actually. So I actually love those colors, and I always use them. So if you want to use the layout I have, just do that, enable the colors in the parameters there, and we will look in much better. I love this kind of more contrasty colors here. The other one seems kind of dull and sad a little bit to me, but some people like it. Alright, so let's see, there's some comments already. Yeah, get the team from there. It's pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. I love it actually. I had several teams over the years. Actually, let me see if I have the old ones. They used to be, you could download themes from here. Before, you can click this guy here, this download button. Let's see if it, yeah, it brings the old Houdini stuff, and there should be one from me here as well. This looks bad. There's a few ones here. There's another one from me. Let's see if it downloads. Yeah, it downloaded. So there's this one that I made a long time ago, and it's not good. Looks, these areas look white, which I don't like, and some things look cool, but I don't really like these gradients all over the place now. So then I did this. That's why I call this flat, because it's more flat. And but yeah, you can download some colors from there. They're really old, but they still work. Some of these are cool. You see, some of them are really weird. See this? That's another one that's pretty different. I used to like this one. This looks pretty cool as well. But yeah, mine, it's the one I use all the time. Can't work without it. Alright, so I have good news today. Woo! Cool. So I have the guys from Gridmarkets approached me last week, and they were telling me like, hey, can we do something together? And I was like, for sure, cool, what do you want to do? So we now have some promotional codes for everyone that buys our latest training. So if you already bought it recently, like the let's see, where's my? So if you bought some of the recent training, you're gonna get a code, a discount code, actually, to Gridmarkets. So any of these three guys, UVs and shading, magical fire effects, and understanding fluid solvers 2. If you got that, if you get those titles, anyone who got the UV texturing will get a code, a discount code. But anyone new that gets the other two, magical fire effects and understanding fluids, will get a new a discount code as well. So if you don't know what Gridmarkets is, it's a really cool site for rendering. So yeah, here it is. It's cloud rendering, which you can use for rendering in Houdini. Unfortunately, I think the code doesn't apply to Redshift, so only if you're gonna render with Mantra, Renderman, on Arnold. They didn't tell me about these guys, but yeah, Redshift definitely doesn't apply on the discount. But yeah, anyone else will get a discount. Yeah, Grant, you got it a long time ago. Don't worry, man. Some of you that has been with us since the start would get a discount code. So yeah, and also I'm gonna be making some training related to this. So stay tuned for that. We get something going. Yeah, they support now Redshift, which is pretty cool, and they have 30 GPUs, which would be really cool to use. That's pretty nice. So yep, that is really cool. So if you buy our training, which actually the Magic of After Effects course is still on discount, and it will be over in by next Sunday. So Monday would not be available as a discounted course anymore. So that's that. Yeah, Bob, thank you, man. Bob just recently bought the chapter 2 on the lamp project, and he's enjoying the UVs in Houdini, which I don't know. So let me move my mic a little bit. Some people are. I have someone actually asked me like this question directly, like a few months ago, like, Houdini does modeling? And I was like, yes. So yeah, surprisingly, Houdini does modeling, does it really well. It does UVs, and it does them really well as well. Quantum Negative says use Gridmarkets for 4K renders, and he says it's amazing. So yeah, we're gonna be working with them a lot more, and hopefully we're gonna have more discounts for, I don't know, everyone, I guess. Yeah, discounts for everyone. All right, so yeah, since the last webinar we didn't do any Houdini stuff. I want to do more Houdini stuff today. So, but if you have any questions, just type them in the chat and I will answer them. But let's talk about UVs. I actually didn't change the LearnDay episode 44. This is 44. Let's talk about UVs and what else? Yeah, particles morphing. Let's do that. So let's talk about UVs, and it's something that Side Effects has been working a lot in Houdini, because there's a lot of people using Houdini for games now. It's not just Kimo, yeah, Roberto is here. Happy New Year, Roberto. So yeah, a lot of companies are using Houdini for games now, and of course you need modeling and you need UV stuff. Some people are still using stuff, modeling in other applications and stuff, but we're pushing it so people can just model, UV, animate, and all that stuff directly from Houdini to your games. And why? Well, because it's a really nice option, because if you just spend $200 in the Houdini Indie, you can just use it for your whole games pipeline, and it's something that I really would like people be doing more. Like, all right, so let's start doing some UVs. You can see Roberto. We can see Roberto has, if we press space 5, let me hide this area here. You can see Roberto has some really nice laid out UVs here. Space 5 just toggles the viewport to that UV view, and the UV view and the viewport can be the same. You can press Ctrl 2 to go to another, Ctrl 4 maybe to split it into two areas. Have a UV view here, have a 3D view here. UVs are really nice in Houdini. I don't think I've done UVs so comfortable before. So let's do something simple. And let's start by crashing Houdini, I guess. No. Alright, so let's make a box. And this thing is broken at the moment. So let's make it a little box here. I'm just gonna go to one viewport. And the way... Hey, Kishaw. Can we model this kind of model? This kind of model, Houdini? Which kind of model? Bob says I'm you need exactly 0 calculus to know fluid solvers. Or are you talking about the fluid solver training, Bob? Because if it's for the fluid solvers training, you just need basic math. You don't need like advanced math for the solver, for the solver's training. So let's try just UV something simple. We've done UVs before. I've done this thing before, so I'm not gonna. So just basically what I do here is just put a UV flatten, and then just use this for whatever. So I'm gonna select the group here, select the edges that we're gonna use to cut the geometry. Let's cut that, and let's cut it all the way here. And then this is gonna cut here. Let's say cut it here. Come on, select that thing. And if we go to that didn't work. What happened? Select edges. What? White. That didn't work. Alright, so let's just select these guys again. This edge, that edge, and this edge, and that edge, and press enter. Go to space 5. Why is this not working? Oh, sucks. I'm pressing the group button. I need to press the seams button. Yay me. So let's just do this again. I'm actually gonna put a disclaimer in this live events because some people complain that I'm just making a fool out of myself, and yeah, I'm a fool, but it's cool. Yeah, this is not for adults. This forget the shape. So this is exactly the way you do all my UVs in Houdini. So doing a UV flatten and then moving around stuff, but that's how easy it is to make UVs in Houdini. Even if the model are a little bit more organic and stuff like that, it's really fast and simple. So it's just like just one node and some selection, and if you messed up stuff, like let's try press that guy again and reselect stuff. If you don't like what you did, press enter. You can see now that it's totally unwrapped. There's no distortion at all. It's pretty perfect. Houdini knows exactly what you want. Of course, if the model is a little bit more complex, it's gonna be different, but it still makes one hell of a job with UVs. Let's try and wrap in something that's more complex. Let's put a horse here. And again, this is what I just do all the time. UV flatten, seams group, and let's say I'm gonna just do 2 seams here and here, and one along this area, and enter, and that's it. It's done. Let's see. This guy is going like this and that. Yeah, it's, why am I having two parts? Am I doing this? Oh yeah, because I didn't created one here. I could do this if I want to. I didn't select my seams there. Let me just double click there. Come on, dude. Double click there. And yeah, so those UVs are done. Then there's layout and stuff and all that thingy. Jason, I'm just double clicking on the edge. Double clicking on the edge selects the loop. That's how you select the loop. You can also, to select the loop, you can also use pressing the letter A. So let's go to loop edge selection. If you press A, you can see there's some instructions here. Let me put my mic a little bit lower. If you press A, you leave that pressed. You can press middle click and select any loop. Just middle clicking while having A pressed. If you press Shift A, well, yeah, then you're gonna add to your selection. You can loop select faces as well, but sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. Like that. You can see you select one edge and then shift, pressing A, and middle clicking, you select an edge loop and face loop actually. A, and there you go. Sometimes it doesn't work, like goes to 3 thingies, but yeah, that's how you select edge. Face loops if you want to select face loops as well. Pressing A. So yeah, UVs are really simple in Houdini and are really amazing. So you should be trying. So let's see what Keshaw is trying to say. I'll got mesh basket with bracket. Is this what you're trying to do? Yeah, that could totally be modeling Houdini for sure. I don't see why not. Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, it's not that hard to do actually. Should be really simple. Let's see. Let's add a sphere. Polygon. No. Polygon mesh. Divide. No, not divide. Yeah, divide. Divide. Yeah, my tool is broken because I've been developing some stuff and I broke it. So you can see this is gonna give you the hint how you do that. Look at that. If you just model your object and subdivide it and then just do this compute dual thingy, you can do that meshing you are seeing in that basket. Really cool, really simple stuff. And then you just go from here, right? Like, I don't know, like let's go to poly modeling, poly extruding, or maybe not even poly extruding. It depends on what you want to do from here, but even poly wire will work. Really small wires, and there you go. There's your meshing already there. So if you just modeled the shape and it's all quads, you can just do the divide and then some polywire, and then you just have your model done. Yeah, Houdini is cool, man. All right, so the other thing I want to talk about, I know UVs were a little bit simple today. It's not that hard to do UVs. You can do some more complex stuff in Houdini for UVs. Like people want procedural UVs. Everybody likes that procedural word. No worries, Kashao. Kashao? Is it Kashao? So people want procedural UVs. So let's say we want to do something procedural UVs. So let's try something. I don't have this prepared, but let's try it. Let's do the example I always do. This freaking fence thingy. Where's my grid? All right, so I'm gonna just put a curve right to the grid. I didn't snap that, but whatever. So people want procedural stuff all the time. So let's make something. So where are my notes? Where are my notes? Enter. Where are my notes? Dude, where are my freaking notes? There you go. All right, you create another one. So let's just try to do procedural UVs. If you model a car or mech, will you UV pieces, parts, or if instead of the whole thing? Yeah, you would UV different parts separately. That would be the way to do it. So there is. Let's do something quick because I don't want to spend the whole day with this. Poly extrude. Yeah, that worked. Some of my tools are not working today, so let's just extrude this thing. Let's say that we were doing some kind of wall thingy, but we want UVs on this thing, right? We want to have UVs here because let's apply a. Let's see if that tool works. Yeah, this tool, it's freaking broken. Quick shade. So you can see now, right now the UVs are all messed up. But what we can do is maybe just create UVs in the curve here before. Let's say, let's do it with resample. Resample is a nice tool that can give you UVs really quickly. Like if you go here to the curve view attribute, activate that. Now you just have some UVs there, I think. Let me see what I did. Oh, I'm not passing the curve view as the UVs yet. But yeah, let's make an attribute from the attribute. Create. Let's see, let's just from the let's create the UVs and let's use the attribute curve U. And oh, Houdini crash, cool. I haven't had a crash in a while. That was cool. I broke it. Yep, I broke it before you even said I was gonna broke it. Before you even oh, what the hell? My theme is not applied. Color settings. That's not the one. That's the one. Alright, so let's try to do that again without crashing. It's cool that it crashes sometimes. I don't crash it that often. So let's do it again. Let's do some crashing. Alrighty. Let's do it like that. Let's say we're doing a house or something. And let's go in again and resample. And we want the curve view. And the curve view is gonna give us just that, like a UV length along the curve. So it's pretty cool that we can just do that and have it. Go away. Messages. Let's see. Let me close a few windows. I have a bunch of windows open. That's not there. Yeah, go away. Okay. Let me close this one. There we go. All right. No more pop-ups. So now we can use a wrangle maybe. Point wrangle. Yeah, this thing is broken. And we have an attribute called curve view. So let's pass that to the UVs, and let's say it's gonna be equal to curve U, and I think I'm gonna have to do this curve view, and let's say 1. Wrong thingy here, there. And yeah, it's complaining that it's the sentence error because I suck, and I need to do set. I always get confused with these two guys, and there we go. So now I'm setting that. The UVs are have that, and maybe I should save this. Nah, whatever. If it crashes, we're gonna be done. Poly extrude. And let's extrude this guy up. Woo! Let's see if we have quick shade. Let's see if we have UVs. Quick shade. We're not looking at the textures. Come on, turn on that thingy. And this is broken. Is it? I think I copied this. Let me copy this to both of this. And this will be 0 or 1. Okay, so I'm making a mess here, but let's look at the UVs. Yes, so there are some UVs here. Let me see what I have. Yeah, that's totally wrong. Okay, so now I have this UVs here. But yeah, what I want to do, and don't save it. I want to add some other UVs to the top here, which is exactly what I want. So let me get, how do I get the top edge? Is there a group of the edge? It's the top of the edge. I'm just gonna do it. Should I just do it manually? Nah. Let's try. Let's get the top points here. So let's see the numbers. Let's see what the numbers tell us. Let's maybe resample. Not so by polygon edge there, but not so much like that. All right. Let's see. We have. All right. So we have the amount of points goes from 0 to 22, then continues here. So we have, if we divide them, we get the top ones and the bottom ones. All right. So let's do that. Let's do it here after the poly extrude. So let's create a group expression, and let's say this is gonna be top points. points. So this is gonna be again called top points. Group, and the expression is gonna be endpoints divided by 2, maybe. Let's see what happens. Num points. Sorry, num points. So num points will get me the last one, I guess. 2 points equals to, let's say, no, and damn it, I love to, I just want to use this thingy. Let's see if we can use this all one, because, oh, sorry, I'm doing primitives here. I should be doing points. I want to use the new ones, but sometimes I just don't know the results I'm gonna get, so and damn it, this is wrong. Okay, so let's try the points primitive, because this should be by region. No, not by region, by range. That's what I want, by range. So I am using the group by range. That's what I want, because this was on the group sub before, so I always get confused with the new subs. So let's call this top points group with no spaces, and then just gonna start. It's gonna end at endpoints. It's gonna be the total number of points, and should be, no, again, not endpoints, num points. This should be, why is this not, let's see if it works. Yeah, it's working. I don't know why this is evaluating to 0. So I'm gonna put just num points divided by 2, and damn it, why is it not working? Shoot. So because if I put, come on, are you kidding me? Are you gonna crash again? Are you serious? Let's see if it crashes again. Don't know what's gonna happen. So we're waiting for Houdini. Let's see what happens. Anyone has a question? This is, oh, it didn't crash. Delete channels, because this thing is working. You see, I'm deselecting the bottom points. If I put like 22 here, it's gonna select from 22 up to 45, which is what I want. Let's see if I delete this. Yeah, this is not working. I don't know why these new things are expecting bags and they don't work. Like, why? So it should be num points. Damn it. So let's see the help. Sometimes it's just frustrating that the stuff doesn't work. There's no reference here of any variable, so does it work the previous way? It doesn't work. The next, why? What do you want us to do? Endpoints of 0. Num points. Yeah, I don't know what this thing's. It's. Damn it. Damn it. Let's see if it works over here. Let's see, start end. Alright, so now it's working. So this is gonna put 40. This is what I'm trying to do. Put 23 here and 45 here. But you want to do this with an expression, right? You don't want to do this with just numbers, because it's not gonna be procedural. So supposedly it should work with expressions here, but it doesn't, which is really stupid, because group by range. Let's go to the group expression, but the group expression doesn't have a range here. But it didn't work anyway. Let's see. Yeah, it's doing ptnum and stuff, but let's see if it works again. Points equals 1 equals 44. Nah. This is so frustrating sometimes. So let's use a wrangle. Attribute wrangle, and let's create our own attributes here. So let's say that start's gonna be equal to in num points divided by 2. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Let's see if I'm actually wrong here. Num-pt num point. Shit. Was my mistake then. Num points. Stupid me. Num-pt should be, no, doesn't work either. Alright, so yeah, Miguel is suggesting some code there, but because num-pt is the number of points. That's what I want to get. These things are sometimes so hard to understand. Why are they doing this thing? Like, let's try ptnum equals num-pt. Is that what you're expecting? Now it's 1. ptnum equals num-pt equals 1. That is not what I want. Damn it. Num-pt. No. What the hell, dude? So let's say num-pt equals 2. So now start is gonna be 23 there. That's what I want. And it's gonna be to num-pt. And this is -1 actually. -1. So I'm creating my own attributes. I'm creating a start and an end. Let's see if we can use those attributes here in the group range. Start. Seems like no, and you can use your own attributes. Ah man, this is not right. Endpoints 0. This doesn't want me to put a string there. This group stuff, it's totally broken, or I'm stupid. All right, so endpoints 0 works. Let's do that. Okay, we don't need those. I'm pretty sure I tried this before, right? Endpoints 0 divided by 2. All right, so after a few things testing, it works. So we have the number. So after all that stuff that I did, I'm just gonna try to explain this. So this is gonna end of the number of points, which is gonna be 45. Actually, it's gonna be one less than 1, because the number of points, it's the total, and the number goes up to 45, so it should be 45. So here endpoints is 23 because we're getting that total number of points and divided by 2. So now we're starting from here to there, and we're getting the top points here, right? So now what we're gonna do for this top points, let's set the UVs for those points, just for that group, top points. Let's set these to, let's see what we have. What we have in the UVs, we have, so the previous points are here. We want to set these points up to here, and that's the B attribute actually. So we already have UVs here. So let's just set the UV B attribute. Let's set that to 1, and UV, why is it not getting me? You said UV and 1. There we go. Okay, so just set it to UV. So the previous UV just stays like that, and then the other one is just goes to 1. So don't remove that. So basically what I'm doing is just setting the bottom points here to 1, so to the bottom, and then the other ones here. And now we should be having UVs like this, which are a little bit stretched, but are going to be completely procedural, even with all the mess that I had to do with the top, with the group range stuff, whatever. If we now change this curve around, we're gonna have procedural UVs all the freaking time. Now this, it's gonna be a little bit weird because it's always fitting to 1, so it's stretching a little bit, but I think we can leave it at that for now, because this is just getting the UVs from 1 attribute. But you could stretch this, guys, and give it 0 to 1 to each curve, but that's how you could make something that is going to be procedural like that. So even if we, let's go to the curve, if we add points like there, I added one, and I can add another one. This thing is not letting me. Like, come on, I want to add it here, dude. There. Shift click. There we go. So you can see we are having procedural procedural UVs here. Of course, as I said, they are being stretched, but there are ways to fix it as well. But yeah, we're always gonna have UVs working for this thing. Even doesn't matter if how tall this thing is gonna be. Like right now it's like that, but you can make it taller. The UVs are sticking completely to this, and they work, right? Alrighty, so that's one way to do this. Even if this curve was twisted around or whatever, this will work. Alright, so now let's go to doing particles. I think that's enough about UVs. So let's save this. Next training, webinars, proc UVs. So let's start using, and let's do some text font. And let's call this, let's make this Houdini. I don't need to do it there, actually I need to do it over here, Houdini, like that. And let's just extrude this guy, extrude, fully extrude that. I'll put the back, whoa. I'll put the back of that, and let's make it, let's transform it up a little bit. Oh, I'm snapping to the grid there. Alright, so I'm gonna do two objects. Let's do, this is gonna be Houdini, and this is gonna be, should I do two objects? Should I do it in one? I'm gonna do it here in one. Let me just copy this stuff and put an out here. Oh, that's not an out. Out. This is gonna be Houdini, and this is gonna be, let's say, Roberto. I don't know, Roberto. So it's gonna be whatever. I'm just doing some stuff here to go between the two objects. Out. Roberto. Out. And out. Alright, so let's do a pop network here. Oh, you see that? That took a second to transform into a pop net. And let's plug both of those things. So I'm gonna start emitting from Houdini. I can see now we're emitting particles on Houdini, like that. But what I want is just to make those particles go to the other object. So this is the way I did it in a job that I recently completed. So let's scatter some particles on there. Let's put more, like 5,000 particles. And I don't like this relaxing thingy. Let me make the particles not pixels, because you might not be able to see it. Oh, they're points actually. we make them bigger. That's how I always work with the particles just being really small. So I'm just gonna make them huge so you guys can see them. And I'm gonna scatter the same thing over here. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna emit the first frame, all points, but just once. So I change this to all points and then go here and then just say if same frame or just frame is less than 2, that means I'm only gonna emit particles if the frame is less than 2. So let's hide the guide here, and you can see now I just have one set of particles, and that's it. I just have the same amount of points that I had when we scatter this. So basically it's the same points here. Basically I'm just making them particles. So now here there is pop shoot. Yeah, my freaking tool is totally broken. So there's a pop attract tool. So these are our particles already. You can just do, if we can do anything with these guys already, like give them some force. You see now they are particles, right? They're moving around and stuff. But what we want, let's leave that thing there. We can do something cool there. We want to attract them to another object. In this case, it's gonna be to another object that is made of points. Let's use the second context geometry, which means this input here. This input is what we're gonna use here. So it's basically like we're plugging that directly here. And let's change this to point per particle, so each point goes to its relative point. So now if we do that, you can see that happens. They're going and they're trying to go here to the other object, which is here in front, but they're just not getting there. And this is something that most people try to do, and they're like, I don't know, this thing doesn't work. But it is working actually. You can see their points are going through there, and they are reaching their goal there, but then they start going back, which we don't want that. We can actually make the scale of the attraction bigger here, and they are gonna be faster. What we can do is add the drag force for sure. We always need drag force. Now that's gonna make it a little bit harder for them to go back. You can see they're going back to Roberto like that. And we're kind of getting the Roberto there. It's you can see they're kind of going there. We can force the drag a little bit more if we want, and then we can get something like that. We can even force it more, and that's what happens. They go to the object and they kind of do it. So there's, from here on, it's just a matter of let's say we can put the force higher, but then you can see now it's kind of working. It's kind of jiggling in the end here, but there's ways to get around that. Let me see if the peak distance helps. Yeah, so removing, getting the peak distance higher, removed with that jiggling thingy. but now it's a little bit slower. So let's increase the force scale, and then it kind of it's a matter of at this point it's a matter of balancing this stuff, and there's ways to make them like what I was doing in the other project or in the project that I made is trying to increase the drag, or actually when the particles reach their goal I just stop them, but sometimes you don't want that completely, like you want them to be move a little bit or settle a little bit, but what you can do also is just animate the drag, like maybe just animate it or give it some kind of a group and another drag for those specific particles. So let's say that we actually group them. Group. Let's create a pop group, and we can do, I don't know, let's cheat a little bit. This might not be great, but let's go bounding, and it's gonna be we could do it with a bounding box. If this object's not gonna move, we can use an object, and let's use the second context object, which is we are using this thing, but no, that is not gonna work because these are points. We could plug this into the third one, or just we could just grab it if we put an output here. Roberto mesh. So this is where you start to get clever and solve your stuff. So we're gonna use this mesh to capture those particles and then just stop them, right? Let's just make a group, and let's call this Roberto group, and let's use a bounding object. We can select the geometry here by setting this to sub, and then going here and say out Roberto mesh. So now you can see there's the reference there. We can go back, there's the reference of what's going to capture, and if we run it, it's going to start capturing points there. Should start, yeah, there we go, there's some points there. And what we can do at this point is create another pop drag, and let's call this Roberto, and then we can assign it to that group and make it even bigger, like 100, and that's gonna just settle the particles a little bit better. So let's so you're kind of just let's hide the guide here, just setting the particles gentler, and they look better. You can see they're not jiggling anymore, and they are settling Roberto. So the other thing we can do is to make this a little bit more fun, like it starts right away with Houdini going away, but let's just animate the attraction here. Let's give it animate, give it 2 seconds, and then we give it 100, and like that, just 0 here, and then goes from 0 to 100, and so it stays there a little bit. But also what I want here, before I do that, let's animate maybe this force that I have here. Let's see what it's doing. You can see now it's just doing that, doing like that, but now we have to kill the force as well, because the force now the force is weird. So now let's kill, let's start with no force here, and then go to 1 second, 1 second there, and put it up to 5, I think I was doing, and then at 40, at about 62, let's go to Now let's go here, leave it at 5, and then another second and put it to 0. So it's gonna do something like that. So now we see Houdini first. It kind of goes to this, and the force here, the attraction force, is going too fast. So let's do this. Spread the keyframes a little bit so it doesn't go that abruptly. And let's see what's happening. Yeah, there's nice keys there. So now you have this, and you can go from this text to another text or another object. The other thing is here, yeah, I think it looks better because now we just messed them up with the force here, which is cool. Can make the scroll size smaller or bigger. Depends on what you want here. Pulse length. So there we go. That's how you can morph one thing into another with particles, and I just did that for a project. The particles did some more things between the text, but this is basically the idea. We can maybe force this more, like make it kind of explode a little bit more. There we go. That's better. So yeah, that is how you can do something like this. You could even apply it to something like you can even apply it. Hey, Grant, no worries, man. See you later. You can even apply this to something like flip fluids, morph. There we go. Could you apply different colors to the particles? Yeah. Are you talking about random colors or just because if you just want random colors, we could do it like this. I don't think that's what you want. So, yay, random colors. You could do that. The other way is if you apply the color before. Here, they will be doing the same thing, right? So yeah, that's one way. If you just want to have random colors, you can do it like that, or apply it at the end, which is sometimes I just rather have color modifiers at the very end of the particles, so I can cache this, and then color is just a separate process. And the other thing you could do with color is make it a little bit more defined, like maybe let's bounding box. It's one way, but it's gonna be mixed with they go to Roberto, which is looks alright. Doesn't look that bad. But yeah, if you want the particles to go, like you can see here, if we disable this guy, you can see the particles are kind of crossing, like some of the points here from here are going all the way to this area. If you want the particles to kind of direct them where they need to go, you can actually do that, because the pop attract, their goal is the ID attribute here, and if there's no ID attribute, it's gonna use the point numbers. So what's happening here is that the the point numbers, which we can show here, let's say somewhere here, this one that it's 4108, it's gonna try to match with this one here, which 4508, it's not gonna be over here. It's in another place over here maybe. So you can try to match them if you sort them. We can sort the points so they kind of match better. Let's sort them in the X direction. So now they're gonna start from here over to there. Let's see. Yeah, you can see lower numbers are over here. We can sort the other side as well. And this will result in a more predictable kind of transition. You can see now there's no like crossing of the letters like this. They're gonna go like in the expected direction. But that's if you want something like this, like that. So you can actually control where the morph is gonna be. So maybe you want it to be different. So let's reverse X completely, and we want it to be crossed. So now we're gonna now it's crossing completely, you know. So the points that were here, I want them to be on the other side completely. So you can completely control where the points are going. You can see this looks pretty cool because it kind of folds and then unfolds into the other text there. So this puppet track it's pretty incredible. If you want one letter to go to another letter, you can just completely give them IDs and they will blend one to the other exactly. So you can see this is pretty cool how you can control all this stuff. And in those kind of tricks, if you can control stuff, that's where you're valuable as an effect artist, because people are gonna tell you that, like, can you just make the H going to B and then the D going to the O and stuff like that. And that's exactly where we're gonna be like, all right, if I'm a good effects artist, I know how to control this stuff. So yeah, this is really cool. So this effect is already really procedural. So let's copy this parameter to this one. So we have the same number of points. We don't have to have the same number of points, but it just makes it predictable. So if we have a bunch of points now, you can see they have really dense. Let's just make this now go to pixels. If we just do this, you can see now this looks pretty damn cool. Let's just go to the color version of this. You can see this just looks good. All right, are there any questions? Now you can do your morphing with particles to whatever. This could be different objects, as I was saying. Doesn't have to be these two things, these two words. Can be anything. All right, I guess we are good, right? It's been like an hour and 15 minutes, huh? All right, cool. This was a good session. All right, are there any questions? Questions, please, before we wrap this up. And as you can see, the setup, it's not that hard. This is just the geometry stuff. The only thing we care about here is the scattering the points, sorting the points, and then inside the popnet, it's just a few nodes. It doesn't have to be super complex stuff, and we just use liberated whatever we have here in Houdini, like grouping stuff, and we were set. All right, no questions. Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I guess that's it. Thank you for being here, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. No questions? All right. I guess that's gonna be it then. I'll see you guys next week with more Houdini. More Houdini on the way. Thank you, Kibo. We'll see you guys later, and I'm gonna just be frozen for a few seconds because there's a delay on the stream. I wish there wasn't so much of a delay. Ah! All right, I'm gone. David Ope. I'm gone, guys. I'm gone. I'm going. I'm finding that button right now. All right, everyone. See you later. Let's keep learning together. All right. Cheers.